Hey guys, I'm going to talk about Harriet Tubman and the changes that she made on the world. Harriet Tubman was very brave, and she was not only brave for herself, she was also brave for other blacks and other slaves. Harriet's desire for justice became apparent at age 12, which is the reason she made the changes she did and the sacrifices that she took, according to myhistory.com. Harriet Tubman had changed the way of life for slaves and even for the slaves' owners. This speech is going to give information on Harriet Tubman, on her background, who she was, and what she did. As I had mentioned, Harriet Tubman couldn't only be brave for herself, but she also had to be brave for the other slaves to successfully be a conductor of the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman had always been an overall good person. No matter what was thrown her way, she always tried to see the positive. For example, when she got hit in the head with a heavy weight, she knew that she was helping another slave, which was the positive of the situation. Harriet had many different good deeds while she was a slave, which left her with headaches and narcolepsy for the rest of her life. I'm going to give you some information on her background. She was born on a plantation around 1820 in Dorchester County, Maryland. Her biological name is Aramina Ross, and her nickname was Minty from her family. Growing up, Harriet had eventually changed her name to Harriet in honor of her mother. She also had 8 brothers and sisters, which they ended up getting separated through slavery. At age 5, she became a nursemaid for the first time, and when the baby cried, Harriet was whipped, which left her with scars. Harriet Tubman had gone through a lot, as did the other slaves. To what Harriet stepped up and did is unremarkable. I have talked about her background, now I'm going to explain what she did. There were many incidents that led to Harriet creating and becoming the conductor of the Underground Railroad. She was taken and separated away from her whole family. She was whipped just at age 5 for a baby crying, and she had no control over. And like I said, at age 12, she was struck by a heavy weight on her head, which ended up breaking her skull. Now what Harriet Tubman did. When Harriet Tubman was older, she married a guy named John Tubman, who was a free black man. He ended up threatening to sell her, which provoked her plan to escape. September 17, 1849, Harriet escaped her Maryland plantation. In 1850, the Fugitive Slave Act came into play, which allowed free slaves to be captured, which made Harriet's job much harder and more difficult, but she ended up coming through and helping all the slaves that she could. With everything that has been told about Harriet Tubman, I hope you have more information on her, because she is a major change in history, and had she not become the conductor of the Underground Railroad, who knows where we would be with slaves right now. Like I said, Harriet Tubman is one of the strongest women that I know. She had made many sacrifices, which almost led to her own death, but she knew that she was defending and helping other slaves, which made her feel better. Harriet Tubman made a huge difference in history, and she will forever be remembered. I hope this information gives you insight on what Harriet Tubman did and the difference she made on the world. Even though we are young, try and be as brave as Harriet Tubman was with everything that you do in life.